Hey, so as promised, I'm making my second video where I will explain how I position my STP insert. Um, it is completely cured now, so I can touch all the silicone and it's fine. So the first thing you need to do when you're learning how to position one of these guys is you need to locate your urethra. And we all know from the textbooks where the urethra is supposed to be located. But in reality, there's a lot of natural anatomical differences. So, TMI here, my urethra is located quite far posteriorly, which is why I can't use a regular STP without an insert. It just doesn't work for me. So you want to find out where your urethra is located in relation to your labia. Now, I'm left-handed. This is my left hand. So if you're not left-handed, you may have to switch around your hands. But what I do to position this guy is, first of all, I'll hold it in my right hand. I'll insert it into my prosthesis and have it all sitting in there. But I'll hold it like this, with my fingers making a V and then going on either side of the shaft. With my left hand, or my dominant hand, I will reach back, locate my labia, and use these two fingers to spread my labia apart as much as I possibly can. I basically want my labia to be doing the splits, got them wide open. Then with this hand, I'm gonna place first one edge of the air cushion, then slide it over and place the other edge, so that this air cushion is going basically over my urethra. Hi, buddy. With my labia spread wide apart. Now, this CPR practice mask is, what's really nice about it is that this cup is hard plastic, and so once I have the prosthesis positioned, I can now press the air cushion against my body, and I can put quite a bit of pressure on it without the cup buckling. So what I'll usually do is, after I have it positioned, I'll make sure that my hand is wrapped pretty much all the way around it so that I can put pretty even pressure all the way around this air cushion. And then that's pretty much it. I'll use it, and then, shake it out and put it away. So I hope that explanation made sense. That is how I use my insert. Hope it helps. The last thing that I forgot to mention is that sometimes if you're having backflow issues or overflow issues, it's because the urethral meatus of your prosthesis is a bit too small, and so you're peeing faster than it can empty. And if you're doing a very forceful stream, then it can leak around this edge. So what I used to do was push this silicone tubing all the way through the urethral meatus of my prosthesis so that it made a larger opening. But what I found was that it was tearing at the tip. I was tearing my prosthesis from the repeated stretching and pulling. So I don't do that anymore. That's why I cut this tubing shorter than the shaft and just kind of let it hang out. But what you can do if the urethral meatus of your prosthesis is too small and you're having backflow issues is, and I've done this with not the prosthesis that I use right now, but the one that I used before, was I cut about a 1/2 inch piece of silicone tubing, and then I just worked it into the tip of my prosthesis, and I even used a little bit of silpoxy to just secure it there. You can either do that or just not secure it and be able to remove it without it being permanently fixed in there. But if you just leave that piece in there and don't take it out a bunch of times, then it doesn't cause that repeated stretching, pulling, tearing, and it doesn't damage the prosthesis. Again, you want this to be shorter. You want it to be short enough that there's a little bit of space at the end there, so that there's room for things to drain out the tip. You don't want this to be butted right up against that other piece of silicone and to possibly be having liquid coming out over the top of this if you have some little drips, and then just basically just pooling in the shaft. That is a recipe for disaster. If you sit down, you may find your pants are suddenly very wet. This happened to me a time or two before I figured out how to prevent that. So that is why I keep this silicone tubing shorter than the shaft.